Hey everybody, welcome to another Poverty Hill Adventures Oddments video. This one would be Oddments number 76. In this Oddments video, we're going to have a big announcement from Poverty Hill Pete. Poverty Hill Pete wants to get the jump on this announcement, so we got a big announcement from Pete. We've got a look at some vintage outdoor magazines, and we have a story of Fisherman's luck. But I'd like to start out with talking about this here. This is a really unique, kind of rare device. Many may have never seen one of these. It is a clay target, a clay bird thrower, but not just a traditional clay bird thrower. This is from the 1940s. It was manufactured by Mossberg. Mossberg had an idea back in the 40s of making a smoothbore 22 and shooting at miniature clay birds. And this was the clay bird thrower, and it clamped to the barrel, and you cocked it, and it had a little trigger release here. So not only were you the shooter, but you were the thrower. And if you can imagine, let's see how this thing worked. I guess. No. Well, anyhow, it had to be tricky to do. The 22 shot shells have size 12 shot in it, so you can only imagine that's like a step up from dust, and how quick you had to be to succeed at hitting the clay bird target. Very cool. It was called a Targo. It was a bolt action 22 rifle. It came with this thrower attachment. It also had a deluxe version that had not only the smooth bore barrel, but it had a screw-in rifled adapter. So I guess you could shoot regular 22s out of it also. They're becoming quite collectible. Mossberg also had a handheld version of the thrower, which are extremely rare, as are the little clay birds. There was I'm going to call it a tarp, a backdrop, so you could shoot these, believe it or not, in your backyard or even indoors. Like I said, they started making these in the 40s, and I believe they made different models, but the basic principle was the same up to the late 50s or early 60s. I can remember as a kid going with my father to shoot clay birds at the Sportsman's Club, and inside, of course outside they had the normal trap and skeet range, but inside, right next to the bar, which those were different times back then, I guess, they had one of these Targo ranges set up, and as a kid, I got to shoot it, and I think I even managed to hit one or two of them. I also remember that day there was some professional football players from the local team, and they were at the club shooting trap, and they tried their hand at Targo also. It was a lot of fun. So if you ever see one of these when you're out and about, at a sportsman's show or a flea market or something, First off, now you know what it is, and you may want to pick it up because they're increasingly becoming rarer and rarer. Breaking news! Poverty Hill Pete, the world famous Poverty Hill Pete, who successfully, for the past 2 years, has predicted the length of winter 2 weeks prior to that old woodchuck. His predictions for 2023 is we're going to have at least 6 more weeks of winter. So don't put those snowshoes away just yet. Check out these old outdoors magazines from the early 40s. The cover artwork is just beautiful. Look at the beautiful paintings on these, and the stories, the stories and the advertisements are very interesting to read. Here's a story about Fisherman's luck. This fella here is a fisherman, and he just loves making his own fishing lures. And here is his wife. And his wife is not too happy with him because he lost his job at the lumber mill, and she cannot live in the standard that she is accustomed to. So she's scolding this fella for losing his job, and she says that all he wants to do is go fishing. So, make a long story short, this fella here promises his wife he'll give up fishing and go back to work at the lumber mill. He goes out one last time fishing, and it's just his luck that he meets another fella on the lake. The other fella is not having very good luck. He's got a tackle box full of lures, and he's not catching anything. And this fella here figures, well, it's my last day fishing. Won't be able to fish anymore, so I'll lend him some of my lures. He lends him the lures. The other fella starts catching fish, and it's just his luck that the other fella that he lent his lures to owns a big fishing lure company, and he hires him on the spot to make lures, to develop lures for his company. So there you have it. A case of fisherman's luck. I was chopping up some pine the other day, and I ran into a treasure load of Fatwood. Now Fatwood, it makes a real good fire starter. Comes in pine and fir trees, and you can tell it by its dark color, but it also has a turpentine smell, and it's usually located knots or down by the roots or whatever. So keep your eyes open if you're out there cutting wood. I know many of you probably already know about Fatwood, but for those of you who have never heard of it, give it a try. It makes a great fire starter. Here's my mountain man moosing for today. Is it just me, or is noise becoming more and more intrusive in our lives? You go to a secluded forest only to have your peace and quiet interrupted by some sort of outside noise. Maybe it's me, or maybe the world is just becoming a little too crowded and a little too noisy. So if you can get away and enjoy some true peace and quiet, count yourself lucky. Until next time, everybody, thanks for watching. Take care, and remember, keep on trucking.